Hello, Cats. Oscar Tshiebwe surprised the Wildcats team. Did you see it? Before the news, subscribe to the channel. In the case of Kentucky basketball, few recent narratives have been as rich in emotion as the relationship between fans, the program, and its former players. In this context, Oscar Tshiebwe emerges as an emblematic figure, a symbol of loyalty that transcends tectonic shifts in the sports landscape. While the basketball world debates the implications of John Calipari's departure for Arkansas and Mark Pope's arrival in Lexington, Tshiebwe remains firmly on the side of the Wildcats, reaffirming his love for the team that saw him shine. Tshiebwe's declaration, "I love my team," is not just a ready-made phrase. It is an affirmation of identity. For those who followed his 2 seasons at Kentucky, where he built a storied career and earned National Player of the Year recognition, it's clear that he's not just talking about a passing connection. His connection to the program is visceral, reflected in every tweet celebrating the Cats' victories, every glowing comment about current players, and his implicit rejection of any narrative that attempts to delegitimize Kentucky's legacy. While other former players struggle emotionally with the new dynamics created by Calipari's departure, Tshiebwe remains steadfast, a beacon of stability in uncertain times. And that stance is all the more relevant when we look at Kentucky basketball's current momentum. Under Mark Pope, the program is navigating turbulent but also promising waters. The gutsy win over Oklahoma, sealed by Otega-Owa's game-winning shot in the final seconds, was a perfect example of that. This isn't just one game. It's a testament to the resilience, the fight against the odds, of a team still finding its identity under a new coach. And who better to recognize that than Tshiebwe, a man who knows what it means to wear the blue and white uniform and face adversity. Tshiebwe deeply understands the value of that warrior mentality. "We'll keep fighting," he said, in a phrase that seems to sum up both his career and the spirit of the current team. Owa himself, the protagonist of that magical night in Norman, received warm praise from Tshiebwe. "That kid is a problem," the former player said, acknowledging the talent and impact of the young star. This ability to celebrate the present without losing sight of the past is one of Tshiebwe's most admirable traits. He's not caught up in nostalgia, but rather connected to the legacy he helped build, while supporting the new heroes who are writing fresh chapters in the program's history. That balance is rare and precious, especially in an environment where change often creates division. Speaking of change, it's worth noting how Tshiebwe has handled the changing landscape of college basketball. While some former players like Tidy Washington seem to embrace Calipari's new reality at Arkansas, and others like Willie Cauley-Stein remain steadfast in their loyalty to the Wildcats, Tshiebwe finds his own path. He doesn't ignore the past, but he also isn't closing himself off to the future. His message of support for Mark Pope after the coach's 200th win as a coach is a case in point. Rather than resisting the new era, he embraces it, acknowledging Pope's hard work and achievement while continuing to uphold Kentucky's legacy. But Tshiebwe isn't just being a loyal fan from the sidelines. He's also making his own professional basketball history. Now with the Salt Lake City Stars, the Utah Jazz's G League affiliate, he's breaking records and proving that his talent is enduring. His franchise record double-double and single-season rebounding feat are testaments to his dedication and skill. Even in a limited role with the Jazz, where he plays on a 2-way deal, he has shown flashes of his potential, averaging impressive numbers considering his reduced court time. It's impossible not to imagine that he will soon be rewarded with a guaranteed NBA contract, cementing his status as a top-tier professional player. All of this makes Oscar Tshiebwe a unique figure in the basketball landscape. He is both a guardian of the past and an architect of the future. His loyalty to Kentucky is not blind. It is rooted in values, memories, and a deep understanding of what the program stands for. As college basketball continues to evolve, with coaches moving on, players transferring, and rivalries being redefined, Tshiebwe serves as a powerful reminder. Talking Cats football. Redemption is a recurring theme in sports, but few stories capture its essence as vividly as Zach Calzada's. The quarterback who now wears the blue and white of Kentucky comes to the program with a background full of ups and downs, challenges overcome, and lessons learned. His journey to this point has not been linear, but it is precisely this complexity that makes his story so fascinating and inspiring. Calzada was not seen as a star player when he began his career at Texas A&M. A three-star recruit, he was not considered a player capable of leading a top-tier SEC program. However, fate had an unexpected opportunity in store for him. When the Aggies starter was injured, Calzada was given the chance to prove himself, and he took it. Under his leadership, Texas A&M achieved an 8-win season, including a monumental victory over then-undefeated Alabama, the #1 team in the nation. It was a moment of glory that many never expected from him, but it was also just the beginning of an emotional roller coaster. The move to Auburn seemed like the next promising chapter in his career, but things didn't go as planned. Physical injuries, disagreements with coach Brian Harsin, and a toxic atmosphere on the Plains left deep scars on Calzada. He describes the period as one that left a bad taste in my mouth, a bitter experience that made him question not only his future in football, but also his personal beliefs. But rather than succumb to adversity, Calzada found strength in his faith and the guidance of his parents, who always emphasized the importance of persistence and resilience. These values guided him to a new beginning, away from the SEC spotlight, but closer to home. At Incarnate Word, an FCS program, Calzada found the ideal space to rebuild his confidence and expand his game. He not only dominated at the lower level, but also reinvented himself as a player, completing 65% of his passes for an impressive 3,791 yards and 35 touchdowns in a single season. He proved he still had plenty to offer. But the most notable thing about it wasn't the numbers. It was the mental and physical growth he demonstrated. He gained weight, improved his speed, and most importantly, developed a leadership mindset that goes beyond statistics. Studying modern icons like Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen, he learned to do whatever it takes to keep drives going, whether with his precise arm or his quick legs. That new style of play will be crucial as he faces the SEC's elite, where every play can be decisive. Now, back in the conference that saw him shine and struggle, Calzada finds himself at Kentucky under coach Mark Stoops and offensive coordinator Liam Hamden. He's not just looking for personal redemption. He's determined to contribute to the team's collective success. It's about the team, he's said repeatedly, acknowledging that his individual journey is just one piece of a larger puzzle. His return to Jordan-Hare Stadium on November 1st will be a symbolic moment, marked by mixed emotions, but also by the opportunity to show that he has evolved as a player and as a person. What makes Calzada special is not only his technical skills, but his ability to turn adversity into fuel for success. He speaks openly about the tough times, the people who have let him down, and the doubts he has faced, but always with a tone of gratitude. For him, every obstacle has been a lesson, every setback an opportunity to grow. This mentality is reflected in his demeanor on and off the field. He is not just a quarterback. He is a leader who seeks to inspire his teammates with his work ethic and determination. Kentucky, on the other hand, receives a player who brings with him a wealth of experience and an insatiable hunger for victory. With Calzada at the helm, the Wildcats' offense has the potential to reach new heights. His mobility, combined with his passing accuracy, offers versatility that can surprise opposing defenses. Plus, his resilient mindset is exactly the kind of energy an ambitious program needs to compete on a national stage. As Calzada prepares to write the next chapter of his career, it's clear that his story is about much more than football. It's about resilience, faith, and a belief that even in the darkest moments, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. And for Kentucky, he represents not only a key piece on the board, but also a living example that with perseverance, any obstacle can be overcome. I want to hear your thoughts.